done by the Holy Virgin. And she decided to go to Damascus. And she said she was sure that she would be cured there. So she went to Damascus. She asked about the house. Mrs. Myrna. They told her she was at church. She went to the church and saw her there and asked her what to do. And the lady told her to pray. So she sat down and began to pray. A while later, she felt like a hand pushing her head. She turned around and didn't see anybody. The lady was sitting in front of her a little bit far. Then she had a feeling of a strange heat all over her body. And she knew she was getting cured. A few seconds later, she felt again that hand on her head. She turned around and there was nobody again. And for the third time, she felt that again. The lady that was praying went home with her husband. And the people that were with her, there were 6 persons, were still seated and praying. She told them, well, I'm cured now. And she extended her both hands, and the hand was moving. And her shoulder was moving, as you saw now, and the elbow too, and the wrist too. Then one of them told her, okay, hold my hand and press it. At the beginning, she couldn't press it very hard. Then progressively, strength came again, and she was able to press very well. And she felt at that very moment that she was cured. When she came back to Aleppo, we had new x-rays taken. There were calcifications in the shoulder, calcifications in the elbow frontwards and backwards, and deformation in the wrist with osteophytes. And even though with all these deformations, the lady was able to move her hand. Now we can see anyhow a slight sequela of amyotrophia and a slight deformation on second and third phalange of her fingers. But she is able to work and move, open, move her shoulder by herself, take her bath, work needles. You can tell whatever you like about it. What medicine couldn't cure was cured by the Holy Virgin.
I am Dr. Marji from Jordan. I finished my medicine in Damascus and took my pediatrician and nutrition, diploma in nutrition in London in 1969. I came to Syria in 1970.
Would you tell me the circumstances you were involved in this phenomenon of Soufanieh?
First of all, I want to explain myself that my English language is poor because I didn't talk in English since 15 years. For that, sorry if you find some faults in my language. I heard about what happens in Soufanieh with Myrna from my wife. My wife liked the religious things, but to me really I don't like these things because I have my own belief. My belief is scientific things, not spirit things. When I hear from my wife and some other peoples that there is secretions from the hands and the face of Myrna, which is similar to oil, and it has the smell of the oil. I said to my wife, I'd like to, or she introduced me, or like me to go and see what happens there. For that, I went with her once on Friday, I don't know what's the time, and met that lady. After some minutes, I saw a lady who has around 60 years of age. She asked to meet Myrna in that room where we were sitting. She met Myrna for 5 minutes and went to the other room where the secretions and where the picture was in that room, were found in that room. After 5 minutes from entering of from what I can say,
the entrance of the lady,
the entrance of the lady in that room, several sounds raised up, crying. For that we ran to that room, and so that lady raised her hands up, couldn't talk, only just crying. We took her from the room where the picture were in to the other room, where the sitting room, let us say the sitting room, and that room were the sleeping room. We took her to the sitting room and said, what happens to you? She, after 5 minutes, she was frightening. When she became more released, she said, I had paralysis in the right hand, and this moment, when I went to the sleeping room and pray beside the picture, my hand became well, and I felt that I can move my hand, which since 6 months I couldn't move it. I tried to examine her hand. I found it's okay. There's nothing from a neurological point of view. And there is a little weakness in the muscles because of the old paralysis. Beside her, I saw a youth man around 20 years of age. He said to me, I am her son. I have a paper from her neurologist, because she was treated with Dr. Samir Romani, in the clinic of Dr. Samir Romani, and he has a paper from Dr. Samir Romani to the physiotherapy, saying that this lady has paralysis in the right hand for physiotherapy, electric physiotherapy. And that's what I saw in that time. The other week, I said to my wife, let us go this week to see what happens there.
So were you convinced yet?
Not yet, not so much, but it is something to me. It was something. I want to see more than this.